Taurus, welcome to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome back to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So today, dear Taurus, I'm going to be doing your reading from November 17th to the 23rd. And this is a general reading, so it may resonate with you and it may not. Dear Taurus, in this reading, I'm going to take a look at your recent past, present, and future. I'm going to clarify the main challenge, all the cards for you, and pull some final advice. I would like to extend my gratitude to each and every one of you for being here. Dear Daddy Taurus, Mama Taurus, thank you so much for all your beautiful words and compliments. You all know I'm son of a Taurus Capricorn. Just got the haircut today, Soleil. And some of you were complimenting about my looks. Someone was, a Mama Taurus commented that I always look neat, clean, and well put together. And she also said, I assume you also must smell really good. That is true. I was raised by a Taurus. So of course I'm gonna look nice and well put together. Of course we're all about luxury here and quality. I'm saying some sassy shit. So let's see what's going on for you, dear Taurus. Okay. So your challenge, dear Taurus, is the Three of Wands. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Empress. And that's you. So your challenge here, dear Taurus, has a lot to do with this distance. There is something about distance, long distance relationship maybe, or separation, waiting. Someone here is waiting for something. You might have been waiting for some sort of communication to come on in for you. I do see here in the present moment, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I do see here, you know, some of you are wanting to gain clarity as to why this separation, this breakup happened. I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but there is a very strong waiting energy when I look into this card. We're going to talk about this and clarify, see why this is your challenge in a moment. In the recent past, dear Taurus, you have the Fool, the King of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Some of you were dealing with an Aries. I'm getting here Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. In the recent past, there was a brand new beginning here that actually happened between you and this person. I do strongly feel like here that this is someone that the person you were dealing with, I'm picking up on their energy being bossy, being very straightforward also, but also maybe just they said something and then there was a fight, there was an argument. There might have been a third party situation here involved in this situation, possibly. Third party, you know, it could be anything from like a person, a thing, an object, you know, I don't know, having multiple jobs. But I do see here a conflict erupting between you and this person with the Five of Swords. And this is the reason why you have the Three of Swords in the present moment, right? We're going to talk about this shortly. You might be also dealing with the Capricorn. We have the Devil, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So in the present moment, I feel like a lot of you are wanting to finalize a situation here. There is something here that you are aware of that's super toxic, super unhealthy. And, you know, we're not here to blame fingers and put, you know, our fingers anyone, but I just feel like blame fingers. We're not here to blame anyone and put fingers at anyone, but I feel like that for many of you, what you truly want is you want to know the truth. And there is a lot of you are going through some sort of a heartbreak and a painful situation. I'm sending you a big hug out there. We're going to talk about this shortly when we clarify. In the near future, you have the Death, the Star, and the Five of Cups. It's a very tricky situation that you are involved in. That's just the best way that I can put right now. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius. You have the Star here. Could be a Scorpio as well. Now, in the near future, for some of you, maybe a Pisces. So in the near future, I do see here, it's like there is an opportunity to heal this situation, right? To just really overcome of whatever didn't work out for many of you. I just feel like that chances are that some of you are going to choose to focus and do a lot of continue on your healing journey on yourself. And I know that you may say, Arman, for how long are we going to have to heal ourselves? But there is something here that needs to be transformed and let go of, right? And we are in Mercury retrograde. We are in Scorpio season. So The death card here is telling me that there is a situation here that needs to transform as soon as possible. And this actually is very much tied up to this person's awakening and realization to that. Someone here needs to understand and to come to the realization that they need to change the situation. Something about this person's lifestyle. In order for you and them to come together and to heal this relationship and move forward, we're going to clarify this shortly. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, dear Taurus, you have the Empress, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. There is maybe multiple people involved in this situation. It could be friends, it could be a person, it could be an ex of your person, right? There is a situation here that you really just want to completely move on from and heal. You know, this drama that's happening with the Five of Wands, Taurus, you are definitely the sign that does not want to get involved into any drama, any frauds, anything like that. So I think that right now you're just very patiently and quietly just holding things inside. There is a lot of observation that's happening within you, a lot of thinking going on. For many of you with the Three of Wands, I think that you're just waiting for the right moment to either say something or to get some sort of clarity, or you just know something is about to happen. And it was 555 on my timer. So let's get into your reading and let's clarify all the cards for you. I'm gonna use this deck. It kind of matches the shirt, by the way. A Virgo gave this shirt to me actually, for which I'm really thankful. So let's get into your Three of Wands and see why this is your challenge and what do you need to know, dear Taurus. So the Three of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. So for many of you right now, you could be either single or you could be like just completely focused on yourself, on your finances. There is something about work that you're focused on. I think there is a fear of rejection. I don't know why some of you might feel that this person is like they rejected you, they might do it again. You know, one of the good things that I'm seeing about you, Taurus, is that you never lose your vision. You may go through a lot of stuff, you may go through a lot of hardships and difficulties, but you always push through even the most difficult times of your life. And I've seen that happen. I mean, my mom is a great example. She's a Taurus. You know, grew up with like nothing, and you know, when they married my mom and my dad, there's a Capricorn, mom's a Taurus, literally match made in heaven. They both like built an amazing family and household together. Both of them came from nothing. So the hardships that like she went through, like I know. So I just feel like that for a lot of you right now, your main focus here is there is a lot of self-care energy about yourself and just doing the things that make you happy. Yes, you are waiting. Yes, there is a waiting situation here and energy, but I feel like that for many of you, with the Four of Cups, you're just contemplating and you're not blaming or judging. I feel like you're in an energy of just really understanding why. Why did this person act the way that they acted? There is a reason why you have the Devil and the Three of Swords in the present moment, and you have the Ace of Swords, which is really a desire for communication and gaining clarity and knowing the truth. And for many of you, there is something super toxic, maybe a toxic third-party situation or whatever that might be that's really hindered or blocked this relationship from moving forward, okay? So let's talk about the recent past here. And I think that you are doing the right thing by just being very patient in the present moment in this situation. So in the recent past, dear Taurus, the Fool is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, you know, cards don't lie and we can't make this up. You know what I mean? In the recent past, dear Taurus, there was a brand new beginning here between you and this person. Fresh start, stepping into the unknown. And you have the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Swords. So brand new beginning, which led to a lot of happiness. Some of you maybe were either married to this person or getting ready to marry this person. Along with you being in a relationship with this person, there were moments where many of you kind of were starting to question things, right? I feel like with the Two of Swords here, there were many moments, that for many of you, you didn't receive enough clarification and clarity for you as to what is the future for us? Like, where are we moving forward to? Is this going to be a committed relationship? Like, maybe this person was someone that made you the promises that they were going to marry you, they were going to do everything happen for you, make everything happen for you, but you still did not. There was something that was blocking your way to see. Your intuition was always right about, like, you know, there is something off, or I need to know the full truth, right? So something was just not very clear for many of you, and you have the Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Some of you came to a realization that maybe this person is, it's all talk and it's no action, you know, or maybe little action. So the King of Swords in the recent past is telling me, dear Taurus, that there was a face-to-face conversation, a situation where you and this person had to face some kind of a reality, and it led to an argument and a conflict, and thus you and this person got separated. So the King of Swords is clarified by the Page of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I do strongly feel like here, I'm picking up on an energy of some sort of an external individual, like kind of invading into this relationship, into this connection, and like kind of trying to dismantle this. Could have been a third-party situation again. Maybe when you and this person reconciled back again and came back together again, someone here with the Knight of Swords energy, right? It's a very aggressive energy and unexpected energy. Kind of came into this Three of Cups, where you and this person were, maybe you had a moment when you were like, let's do this again, let's do it all over again, and let's start again. That's what I'm picking up on. And all of a sudden something happened with the Knight of Swords, some sort of an invasion of a privacy of this relationship. So let's clarify the Five of Swords in the recent past, because there was some sort of an argument that took place between you and this person. The Five of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Literally, the cards are right here in front of you being pulled, dear Mama Taurus and Daddy Taurus. So in the recent past, there was a separation that caused the Three of Swords again. Like, as you can see, the cards are literally right here, the Three of Swords in the present moment, and then the Three of Swords in the recent past. So, you know, with the Eight of Swords, I feel like that, again, you were right about this situation. You didn't have enough clarity. When you look at this combination and the juxtaposition here, dear Taurus, you will see that her eyes are actually closed. She can't really see clearly in front of her, right? And it's the same situation in the recent past. You wanted to know the truth. There is something here about you. Either you found out something or you were suspecting something. But I'm getting here, whatever you found out, it caused a lot of heartbreak. Whatever this person told you, maybe this person also told you that they were not confident enough, or didn't have the enough clarity for them to move forward into marriage with you, or into some sort of a commitment, you know, and that's why a lot of you struggled and there was a lot of pain. Now let's talk about the present moment. Here you have the Devil, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Devil, a situation here that's actually quite unhealthy. There is maybe someone that your person is still tied up to. Okay, so something here needs to transform and change. The Devil here is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Your person could also have, maybe they have either they have financial responsibilities that they have to take care of. They have to feed a family. They had to do a lot of things. They are someone that seems to embody this big boss energy, or they come across as being the big boss, you know, or maybe they have some sort of an authority and a position. I just feel like that, you know, this person also that you're dealing with might be obligated to, that's what I'm intuitively picking up on. They might be obligated to provide for someone else financially. Doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm also getting cue for many of you with the Devil, Six of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. There is something here about another masculine figure that could be affecting this relationship. I don't know if it's another husband, father figure, whatever. There is a lot of toxic stuff here going on, okay? And I think that whatever is happening right now, your person is being pulled by many directions. You are emotionally trying to regulate yourself. And your biggest thing here is not like you want to point fingers. You want to know the why. You want to know why exactly this person was not committing to you. What was the reason when everything started off amazing together and all of a sudden, you know, ish hit the fan and things just didn't go well. You know what I mean? So let's clarify the Ace of Swords. There is maybe clarity coming in for you. there might be coming in, clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Cups. You know, I think this is a very spiritual connection that you have with this person. You might be picking up on this person's energy telepathically also. And for many of you, I feel like that this person is constantly going back and forth, whether to tell you the truth or not, you know? And I think that even if they were to tell you the truth, they're realizing that they need to walk away from something or a situation. This person might have some sort of an addiction or substance abuse, or there is something that they need to completely let go of in order for them to be with you. And they're still kind of like being a little bit wishy-washy, constantly going back and forth in regards to this decision and to this situation. I feel like that for many of you, this person is realizing they really need to make themselves completely available for you. You are, Taurus, very family oriented. You are someone that you don't just get into a relationship with just anybody. I feel like that for many of you, there is a major realization here about how this heartbreak, actually, this separation has opened your eyes to many other things. You started becoming more spiritual. You started getting, you know, more serious about what is it you tolerate, what is it that you don't want to tolerate anymore. So the Three of Swords is clarified by the Lovers, the Seven of Swords, and the King of Swords. Now, this is the important part here. Trust issues. For many of you have trust issues. Maybe there was some sort of lies, deception going on, and things that happen between you and this person that really, really kind of makes you feel a little bit eerie and icky. Dear cross watchers, if you have not done this to Tauruses, if you're watching this, you know, you may not be the person that did this to Taurus, and this may not be the cross watchers reading. So please use your discernment. Now, dear Tauruses, this is about you realizing that the reason why this Three of Swords happened is because you might have denied the fact that this person lied to you or cheated, or they were being very dishonest towards you. You know, sometimes, Taurus, we may paint a picture of a person in our mind and create a version of a person in our mind, and we fall in love with that version, or the version that they showed to us in the first place, right? When they were talking about family, marriage, commitment, and all of that. But then sometimes what ends up happening is that the masks fall off. We're not here to be derogatory towards anyone. And when I say masks, it's not in a nasty way. Sometimes traumas come up, situations resurface, emotions and behavioral patterns come up in certain relationships along the way. And time kind of shows. And, you know, I feel like this is someone that might have had the tendency to either lie or to conceal things from you, or maybe it could have been a lie is a liar, right? But it's like, I mean, there's different categories. It's just that even the littlest things, like this person might have felt very insecure, and this comes from this person's childhood. It really comes from their childhood. This is someone that grew up in a very controlling household where this person had to lie to protect themselves, and that is the subconscious belief they adapted themselves, and they brought that into a relationship. So Taurus, with the Lovers and the Seven of Swords, you just have a hard time of trusting this person. You're still waiting and you're hoping that things are going to change. So let's talk about those potential changes in the near future with the Death and the Star here. So the Death card right here is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. You know, I feel like that you might be dealing with someone that either keeps themselves very busy or they're constantly working. This person might be occupied with just business or work a lot, or with other people, or with other duties, you know. Look at the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is headed towards the Eight of Pentacles, and you are the Knight of Pentacles. You are someone that you are looking into the future. You are not rushing into things. You are not hasty into making decisions. So for many of you, I do strongly feel like here that you're looking towards how can we heal this relationship? How can we actually make it work one step at a time? You have the Knight of Pentacles looking towards the Star from my perspective, and I'm sharing that with you. I feel like that for many of you, you are realizing that this person might be a runner, okay? And you have stopped being a chaser. Okay, you have stopped being a chaser, right? When you look at the Knight of Pentacles looking the other way, the Knight of Wands the other way. So you used to maybe chase this person, chase him down, or but you just don't do that anymore. You're just kind of being patient and waiting, and just being in this energy of, like, you know, they're gonna come around, but it's like, how are they gonna cooperate with you to heal things, okay, and to change some things that, you know, they know you've told them they need to change. The Star is clarified by the Devil, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. talk about changes with the devil and the two of wands. So this is about Taurus, this person recognizing and realizing with the devil, they need to really quit something that's very toxic. Remember, we had the devil in the present moment also. So it's either a third party, for some of them they need to relocate, or maybe this person is living in a different part of the country and you still want to make sure that they're being honest towards you, that there is honesty in order for you and this person to proceed forward into love. Right? Because for many of you, when you see the Knight of Cups here, from my perspective, headed towards the Five of Cups, you just want to make sure, dear Taurus, which is right, you don't want to walk into a disappointment. You don't want to walk into a situation where someone is going to be disappointing you, or there is something here that you feel like, you know, it could potentially happen again with you as well. You have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. So for many of you, I do strongly feel like here that in the near future with the Five of Cups, there is a situation here that you are just going to want to be aware of. Maybe you're going to hold on to this person, like even moving in with them or trying to proceed forward right away, because this person really needs to heal something within themselves. They're tied up to someone. It's a third party maybe. So the Five of Cups is clarified by the Six of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Death. A lot of you know that you have options. You know you're hot and you know it. You know you're smart, you're creative. So for many of you, you have a lot of options that you're gonna possibly have in front of you to explore, and you have the Six of Swords. Taurus, I'm not the one that's gonna sit here and sugarcoat things and try to fabricate a story that doesn't align with the story and with my intuition, what energies I am picking up on. So for many of you, you could be saying, you know what, I'm gonna move forward because I don't wanna be involved in this chaos. And the chaos here is this choppy waters right next to the boat, right? And then on the other side, it's more peaceful. So for many of you, you want to move towards a destination where there is a lot more peaceful, because a lot has happened in the past with this situation and you just don't want to do that anymore, you know? And you have the Death card and the Seven of Pentacles. Something's got to transform, something's got to change, okay? A metamorphosis needs to happen in order for you and this person to have. I think you have also raised your standards and you're not settling down, okay? Now you have the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There is a very strong energy here about you protecting your energy, about you focusing on yourself, and what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Empress. And the Empress here is about this nurturing, caring energy. Where are you putting your resources? That's what you're asking yourself. Where are you putting your precious, beautiful energies and your focus on, right? If you're constantly trying to think that you can fix someone here that's constantly involved in drama, whoever this person is, they're involved in other situations, whatever, it is not your responsibility. That's why you're pulling your energy back to yourself. Let's get the advice and see what is it that you need to know, dear Taurus. What is the advice? So the advice here, you have the Hermit, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Swords. Strong Virgo energy here as well. For many of you, I do strongly feel like here that, you know, you're trying to see the spiritual aspect of this ending. You're trying to see, you know, how has this actually elevated you spiritually, specifically. You have the High Priestess here. And I know many of you are very spiritual people out there, so you know what I mean when I say this. And is there an opportunity to work things through? You have the Hermit here, yes. But I think there is also an incubation period, an isolation period, where someone here needs to kind of, you know, maybe hit rock bottom in order for them to recognize and to understand what kind of a spiritual connection they are actually missing out on. And I feel like that your person might already be going through some sort of a crisis. And you know, there is always an awakening in each crisis. Every crisis gives the potential for a person to awaken. And I think that you have done your part, you have been in your awakening, you are on your path. This is this person's realization, the devil here being twice. If they don't quit whatever they are doing that's really toxic, if they don't stop these unhealthy habits and behaviors and cut out the third parties, then this is gonna end very badly for them. And remember, you played a big role with the High Priestess and the Hermit in this person's life of showing them the way. Now it's their turn to take that action. Meanwhile, your challenge here with the waiting period, your focus is going to be about putting your efforts and your focus into what works for you, right? Building your empire, building your career, and focusing on what matters to you. Okay, so dear Taurus, this is what I had for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. I greatly appreciate you. I hope that this helped, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.